Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Top of the morning from the green screen. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Thank you for pulling up to another episode of Good Morning Raider Nation Live Raiders Podcast with yours truly, Lunatic Raider. Yes, indeed, right here on Raiders Allegiance, man. Yes, I'm having a little bit of difficulty with my green screen setup, but we here though. We rocking and rolling this morning. I know I'm a little late, but I'm here like a Mickey Figgy. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Top to the morning to everybody out there, man. Thank you for pulling up. We got a good show for you this morning. Oh, yeah. We know day one has already concluded yesterday. Today is day 2 of joint practices between us and the Silence of the Lambs. And we're going to bring it to you raw and uncut. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. My guy, Michael Guerrero, in the building, man. Thank you for being here. Yes, sir. We got Raider Syndicate in the house. Top of the morning to you. RDF, what is the deal, man? Tops to you. My guy, Gravy, what is the deal, man? Top of the morning. Thank you for being here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got Tony Shepard in the building, man. Top of the morning. Thank you for being here. Let's see who else we got up in here, man. I know I'm running a little late, man. Chris Ariola, my dude, man. Top of the morning. Thank you for being here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see. We got the good stuff, man. Top of the morning. Thank you for being here also, for pulling up. You feel me? Admin, what's good, man? Top of the morning. Happy Thursday to all y'all, man. For real, for real. Miguel, what's the business, man? Top of the morning. Thank you for being here. Wild Turkey, my dude. Yes, indeed. 2 red. What? What's better than 1 red ring? 2 of those freaking fracking rings. You feel me? Top of the morning to you, man. Thank you for being here. We got Raider Nation Jason in the building. Top of the morning, man. Hey, thank y'all for pulling up. Salute to the chat, man. The world's most dangerous chat. You know what it is. NWA Network all day, every day, even on your birthday. You feel me? Shout out to Dirty Raider. Happy birthday today. Also, man, happy heavenly birthday to my little brother Chuck. Man, miss you down here, man, but we're going to keep this thing rocking and rolling, man. Never forget you, my brother. Man, for real, for real. So salute to everybody out there, man. It is August 17th, man. Shout out to all the Leos who share birthdays this month and this day. This one's for you. It ain't Budweiser neither, fool. Hey, shout out to the chat, man. Thank y'all. I had that motherfucker in the freezer. Oh. All right. So this is what we're going to dive into. We're going to talk about yesterday's camp. The truth about yesterday's camp, because I know there's a lot of either they're content creators, either they're part of the media. Some people like to spew BS about camp and who won camp and all that. It ain't no winner losers. It's you getting in there to sharpen up your skill set. You feel me? And become better each day. So with that being said, man, let's go ahead and we're going to dive into this thing one time, man. I got some good content for y'all. You know what I mean? We're going to keep it official. Hondo Carpenter, as you know, from Sports Illustrated, he covers the Raiders. He's been covering the Raiders for the last 4 years. He's at the camp, so he knows what's going on. He's telling he has his own little podcast that he does, but he also writes for the Sports Illustrated as well. So with that being said, man, we're gonna dive into the truth about camp. Who's doing what, what's doing who, and whose baby it is. You know what I mean? Hey, for real though. So we're going to go ahead and do that, man. Shout out to the 20 that's watching. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up, man. Hit that like, man. Leave a comment. Share the video. Do all that good shit for your boy one time. With that being said, man, let's go ahead and dive into it. This is what Hondo was saying he observed yesterday at the joint practices of our quarterbacks of the Raiders. And what he thinks what their production look like. So let's get into it.
First, let's talk about Jimmy Garoppolo. I thought Jimmy had a good day. I don't think he had a great day, but I think he had a very good day. He connected with Philip Dorsett on a long touchdown. It was over 70 yards. Brian Hoyer had a big one to Philip Dorsett. He caught it, and eventually when he went to the ground, he was down for a little bit, but he was up. He got back up. Jimmy Garoppolo, again, thought I had a good day. I give him a solid B-. I thought Brian Hoyer had a really good day, gave him a B-. And I thought Aiden O'Connell had a really good day. I'd give him a C+. So I thought the Raider quarterbacks all did well.
So that's coming from Hondo himself. He's all the quarterbacks. This is what camp is for. You want to sharpen your skill set, like I said. You get to practice against someone that ain't your teammates that you've been going, over and over and over again. You get to face somebody new who has different skill sets that you can go up against. You know what I mean? To sharpen you up from every angle. Let's just call it geometry practice. You get to sharpen your skills from all angles. You feel me? So that's what's going on with the quarterbacks yesterday. This is specifically yesterday. So he's saying all the quarterbacks did well. Didn't do great, but they did well. You know what I mean? They went out there and got some work in. And that's all we can really ask for these guys. You know what I mean? He also talked about the wide receivers as far as what he's seen, what they put out there yesterday on the field at the joint practice. So let's go ahead and dive into that and see what he says.
Philip Dorsett looked extremely good. Jacoby Myers, he's had a great camp. So I don't have any expectations of Jacoby now. We know we're going to get. But I want to talk about Devontae. Now, I had told you that he was fine, and but we wouldn't see him in any of the 11-on-11s in joint practices. We're not going to see him in any games. We're still not going to see him in any games. But he played today because he wanted to. He was fine, but he wanted to. And he went in there and talked to his coaches, and he made it abundantly clear. They were ready to say, hey, take a seat and relax. You don't have to get in the 11-on-11 drills. Nope. He wanted nothing to do with that. He's a straight baller. He's a football player. He wanted it, and he got it, and he's Devontae. No one can cover him. No one on the Raiders can cover him. No one on San Francisco could cover him, and no one on the Rams today could cover him. He does whatever he wants.
And that's the beauty of having a real true, not just a number one wide receiver, but the number one wide receiver in all of football. That's a weapon that, hands down, like they said, nobody can stop him. He does what he wants on the football field. Beautiful, especially for our quarterbacks from Garoppolo or whoever else is out there on the field throwing to him. But it was nice to see that they wanted to hold him out after the injury, after the practice with the Niners. But he went and told them, nope, he wanted to be out there. That is a true leader. And I'm glad that we have leaders such as him on this team, especially at different positions and groups on this team, to go ahead and be that like a player coach. You know what I mean? He's one of them on offense. Appreciate him for being on this team, man. But these young guys have somebody to really look up to and develop themselves after, who has good practice and good ball habits that you would want a young rookie or a new guy that's been in the league for like 2-3 years to really get under his wing and learn from this guy and become a professional. You feel me? So that's an asset to us as the Raiders. Shout out to Thomas Hernandez, man. Thank you for being here, man. Top of the morning. Charles Washington in the building, man. Top of the morning to you. Yes, sir. Good to see you here. Raider defendant 222. You said you missed the Oakland Coliseum, Allegiant Stadium, ain't got nothing. Yeah, maybe the home field advantage and all that stuff and being in Oakland, but you got to admit, man, that Oakland Coliseum is dilapidated, man. That you got to remember, that's the original Raiders stadium, and that was built in the 60s, and here it is 2023, and they had to still play in that building. You know what I mean? So it's a love-hate type thing. Love the aura. I love the history. The same sideline that you seen John Madden walk down, the same field you seen Lester Hayes and guys like that suit up on. Yes, that's beautiful for nostalgia. But as far as being up to date and being able to be competitive with the rest of the league and to be able to host a Super Bowl, like the Oakland Coliseum, keep it a buck, Super Bowl would have never went to Oakland, ever. Matter of fact, it never has. They never had the Super Bowl there. For one, the accommodations with hotels wasn't enough. And I guess just once you get a new stadium, that's where the leagues want to go ahead and host their events. You know what I mean? So it is a love-hate. You love the fact that it has history, but you hate the fact that you had to play on a damn dirt field during baseball season. You know what I mean? Come on now. So, like I said, it's pros and cons to it. You know what I mean? I was a season ticket holder there at the Coliseum for 3 years. You know what I mean? And I love the fact that you come over that walkway, you get into the stadium. But, I mean, it's the same stadium from I wasn't even born yet. You know what I mean? And that stadium was there. So, it was time to move on. Oakland didn't want to build a stadium. That's why they're losing the A's as well. The same stadium the A's played in back in the 70s when they won World Series in 72, 74, 76, something like that. Back in the early 70s. That's the same stadium. The same stadium, like when it rains, the dugout gets filled up with sewage. You know what I mean? So it was time to move on. It's time to move on, man. It's everything don't stay the same, and you always you got to keep. It's a sad day, but it is what it is that you have to keep up with the Joneses, literally. All these new stadiums. The Niners got a new stadium. They not in San Francisco no more, but they had to leave to get theirs. You know what I mean? We had to get bullshit with going to L.A. and coming back and promise new stadiums, and nobody built one. They used the lure of being able to have a new stadium for us to move to that city, and once we got there, new stadiums were never built. So therefore, we were just sold a dream until Vegas stepped up, and not only did they sell us a dream, they provided it as well. You know what I mean? So I mean, it is what it is. You know, like I said, when the Raiders left, I was happy that they went to a city that never had a pro football team. I would have hated for them to move to St. Louis. You know what I mean? And then it didn't make sense to me for them to move to L.A. and share it with a division rival. No. Usually when you share a stadium, it's usually an NFC and an AFC team. Look at over in New York. You got the Giants and the Jets. Now in L.A. is correct with the Chargers and the Rams. Come on. The Chargers and the Raiders sharing the same stadium? Hell no. I'm glad that didn't happen. Sure the hell that didn't. I'm glad that didn't happen, man. For real. Who else? The Gaffler, what's the deal, man? Top of the morning to you. Oh yeah, I know. That's basketball though. You know what I mean? And plus you went over to San Francisco. You know what I mean? You got to remember the Warriors was the host of the All-Star game, and they represented both sides of the Bay. San Francisco. I was there. I was there during the All-Star. Like I said, I was there with Gary Payton and them. He's a friend of the family. So I hung with him, and we went over to the party over in San Francisco. You know what I mean? So I remember the All-Star weekend out there. But that's, like I said, that's basketball. If the Raiders had the Super Bowl, we're not going to San Francisco and hosting no events, and that's the Niners. You know what I mean? That wasn't going to happen. Just like when the San Francisco had Super Bowl 50. I went to that event over there. Over in the city, off the pier. But they wasn't hosting shit over in Oakland. You know what I mean? But yeah, as far as the NFL goes, that you got to have a bright new building. A bright new building. Look. Matter of fact, just look where the Super Bowls go to. You know what I mean? What was the Super Bowl at last year? You know what I mean? And then the year before, they was at the Rams. Look at everybody that got new stadiums. They didn't have the Super Bowl. LA, right? And then San Francisco, when they built Levi Stadium. And now the Raiders, we got Allegiant. That's the NFL wants that, you know what I mean? They want that Hollywood appeal, that brand new building. Let's go, you know what I mean? Atlanta. What was it, the Mercedes-Benz? So that's business, man. You know what I mean? Nowadays, everything is about the buck. It's about the buck. No. It wasn't the Rams and the Raiders. Go look at the blueprint of the stadium. It was they was trying to get the Chargers. No, it was. Wait a minute. You right. Wait a minute. No. What was it? You right. It was the Charge. It was the Rams. It was the Rams. But the Charge, man, they wanted to get the Chargers back in LA and not the Raiders. But I'm not mad though. I would fuck sharing the stadium, period. I don't want to sleep on nobody's couch. And I don't want nobody sleeping on my shit. Shit, that's basically what that's what the Chargers is doing. The Chargers is pretty much sleeping on the Rams couch. Raider Syndicate Tops. Yeah, I'm here, man. I had as you can see, I got a little trouble with the green screen jumping off this morning. So I just said, fuck it, I got to bring the show to y'all. Okay, let's continue moving on forward. He discussed the quarterbacks and he discussed the wide receivers at yesterday's joint practice. He also chimed in on the defensive line and how they looked. Like I said, can't believe all these other writers and so forth talking about the Raiders didn't have a good day yesterday in camp. No, to me, it sounded pretty much similar to the first day with the Niners. It wasn't a great day against the Niners, but they edged them out because Hondo said the same shit. Day 2 is when they really stepped in and put the smash down on the Niners in the joint practice, and I'm looking forward to seeing, is that how the Raiders bounce back again? If that happens again with this joint practice and they come out and smash these fools in day 2, then I love the resolve of this team. I love the resolve. Like, they actually go over film, they come back the next day, and they boom, you know what I mean? Hit them in their mouth. Let's see what they do today, though. So let's continue on. This is Hondo and what he had to say about the defensive line and the linemen yesterday and how they look.
Raiders' defensive line was good all day. Just good all day. Every one of them was good. I didn't see one guy that I thought, that wasn't real good. No, they were all.
So the D-line looked good. It looked good. And we're talking about all aspects of it. We have the return of Tyree Wilson. You know what I mean? Off the PUP list, and now he's, you know what I mean? He's not full go. They're going to go ahead and ease him along, but he's here. You know what I mean? He's here, and that's all that matters. He can get some work in, you feel me, and play catch-up. Now I want to go ahead, and Hondo chimes in on the appearance of what the team's mentality seems to be like at the practice yesterday. And he was very impressed by it. He was very impressed with the team's mentality, their approach, and the intestinal fortitude that they brought to the table with how they want to develop and get better as a team. And I love this. I love this right here. So check this one out for real.
Now, In the past, when the Raiders were winning, the mentality was, okay, we're winning. Today, and this was gigantic, and it wasn't just Max, you saw leaders on this team. This isn't good enough. Okay, they could have said, hey, we're winning, good job. No, this isn't good enough. We're better than this. And the Raiders came out and won the practice. Now, I would have said today was a 24-21 win. But for you people that have a memory at all, when's the last time you saw a Raider team get angry when they were winning and not playing good enough? That's a big deal. That's gigantic. That is a team that's recognizing we have a standard, we're not meeting it. That's where championship teams, and I told you guys coming in, I'm looking for consistency. What I saw today was huge. You saw a team that winning, but not playing their best, was unhappy.
And that's what you want from your leaders, especially when you're trying to bring a new culture to a franchise to get us back on track and being that team. You know what I mean? That team that when you hear the word Raiders is like, we in for a long day, y'all. They got some dogs out there, and then they got some leaders to lead those dogs. And that's why I'm saying I'm so glad we got Marcus Peters. I'm so glad we got Devontae Adams. I'm so glad that we got Spillane, believe it or not, leader. I'm talking about at the position group as well. And I'm so glad we got Max Crosby. You know what I mean? We got leaders up and down this roster that can chime in, and we got a bunch of young talent that's very, very good that just needs to be coached up and developed. You know what I mean? And that will bring us back to what we once were, hands down. And right now, I think we're on the right path. Now, the difference of how soon we can arrive to the doorstep of being great again depends on how the development happens. You know what I mean? How quickly does the development? Because, like I said, there's 3 aspects of all these players we added. That's all common denominator that they all have in common. And I told you, they love football. All of them love football. Watch the game. Go back. If you have not, go back and watch the Niners preseason game and watch how these guys play. Watch how they celebrate after each play just for making the play. You know what I mean? They're having fun playing football. 2, here's the second thing that really is important. Not the most important, but really important. And that's also going to dictate when does this team become great again. Their intellect. These are smart players. These aren't just players that just love football. Not only do they love football, they are very intelligent. They grasp information and they keep it. They obtain it and they don't let it go. I've done heard so many times of McDaniels talking about Jacorian Bennett. Also hearing about Trey Tucker, how when they learn from their mistakes, they don't duplicate it. They don't keep making the same mistakes. Once they learn and adjust to what is expected and what they need to do, never do you have to worry about them repeating the mistake that they have to correct. So now they can just keep moving and keep learning. That's very important because that's going to dictate to how quickly this team can come back. Now, usually you got different learning curves. Some players will learn faster than the other. It doesn't negate the fact that they're not intelligent or that they are intelligent, but what it's saying is some takes a little bit longer, and they're at different positions as well. So you would think that some positions have more mental strain than others. Like you would think the quarterback position, of course, will be more strenuous than a left tackle or a right guard. You know what I mean? So with that being said, it's just how quickly can they take the information and retain it? That's gonna dictate to how fast we get there. And the third thing, like I always tell y'all, work ethic. You can't teach work ethic. Either you're a hard worker or you're not. That separates the doers and the don't doer. You know what I mean? The cans and the can-nots. You know what I mean? That's the big difference. Some people got that work ethic where they refuse to stop until they succeed. It's like an obsession. I'm one of those. You're obsessed with success. Not for bragging rights, for the fact that you don't ever want to allow anything to get the best of you. So to make sure that don't happen, you keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it until you master it. And by the time you master it after doing it so many, it becomes muscle memory. That's why these guys are going to be out there flying around and don't have to think about what they got to do. It's just going to be reactionary. You know what I mean? And I love that. The next thing I want to talk about, I want to take a look at some video of some of these undrafteds and rookies that we did draft, but that's impressive to me. People know about Dalton Wagner, graded very high, didn't give up no pressures. You know what I mean? No sacks. Big old dude, 6'9", 6'8" or 6'9", 320 pounds. Undrafted rookie that we went out and shot $250,000 to make sure no other team could get him. And the other guy, McClendon Curtis, another big dude, guard, undrafted. You know what I mean? Chattanooga, Tennessee. Gave him about $250,000 to make sure no other team could sign him either after the draft. See, they have, when you're offering, and fully guaranteed, mind you, it's not a big number compared to like veterans and stuff on his team, but it's a very big number when it comes to dealing with undrafted free agents. Because a lot of times these undrafteds, they get about $75,000. These guys got over $200,000, both of them, a piece. So you knew the Raiders, like I said, if they hit the practice squad, you better protect them. Somebody gonna grab them. But you know what? I think they got a very good chance with making the roster, especially with the loss of was it Parker that we lost to injury again 2 years in a row? And then we don't know who's gonna really make the team and who's gonna be depth pieces. But I like Dalton Wagner and McClendon Curtis. So let's go ahead and I got a film that broke down exactly how these guys get down with the get down. The third dude we're gonna look at is Nesta J. Severa, the rookie defensive tackle that we drafted, 7th round? A beast. Got the motor. It just, he has the will to win. You know what I mean? So let's take a look at Dalton Wagner and his get down. This big old joker right here, though. Look at this man. Look at this man. Look, just look how he just abuses, and the protection is there all day. Just look at this big old monstrosity. Can you imagine him and Colton Miller as your bookends on your offensive line? Now, he may not be ready now, but you groom him. That's your future. That's your future right tackle. He's just a big body that defensive linemen have to try to get around. And he's strong and he's aggressive. Look, I like it. That's why I'm saying they not only did they find dudes in the draft, they found dudes outside of the draft. You know what I mean? Dudes that can be anchors on this offensive line for the future as well. Shout out to JB, man, on the good foot. Top of the morning to you. Raider Pete, what is the deal, man? No, I not from the. I think the WWE had him in training, but there was there was another team. The team of wherever he's from, I think, wanted him. NFL team, they wanted him bad too, and you know what I mean. Hey, that 200,000 ain't the WWE. If they want a big star like that, they'll break them off the same way they did like Ronda Rousey and bring people over like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I think he still is like because they said WWE is something that he would be interested in after his football career. after his career. He said that in an interview. So yeah, it had nothing to do with competing with the WWE. They wasn't gonna have him now. He's in a program where they're training him for after his career. Man, that's a big old, for real, like an oak tree for real. Joel E, man, top of the morning to you. Yeah, you see the thumbnail. You see Akers and Crosby on that bad boy. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta set a tone. And you know what? And sometimes you gotta think. Sometimes leaders, they'll start some shit like that just to fire up your own team. To be the example, to be the one out there, to really be the one to put your nose into it. And like you gotta set a tone for the rest of your team. And if they're not practicing up to par, you know what I mean? And no matter, you know what I mean, you try to fire them up. Come on, dude. Sometimes you need to be that spark to fire them up. And sometimes you might have to just get off a couple of sets, you know what I mean, on a fool that you know it ain't going to be nothing big because he know what he was doing. He know what he's doing. He had to fire that defense up. You know what I mean? And like they said, they had a slow start, but they finished strong yesterday. You know what I mean? The same way that they did against the Niners. So I'm looking forward to see what happens in day two because like the Niners, they really came. Like we knew the Niners came out aggressive in day two last week, but the Raiders outdid them. It's like they couldn't fuck with us. So I'm hoping and looking for that to repeat itself, and that becomes consistency. You feel me? Yeah, sometimes you got to. You know what I mean? Oh, we know he butthurt for real. I heard he was on Twitter. You know what I mean? What did I get? Yeah, you know what you got. You got the business. Not the business, but the business. All right. So yeah, that was Dalton Wagner, man. I'm telling you. But here's another cat, man. This dude, the high marks that they gave this dude about having NFL strength already, that means if he already had NFL strength, what you think he's gonna have once he hits his regiment and works out, gets on the right diet? What you gonna have then? A problem. That's what the hell these defensive linemen gonna have is a problem. Now let's look and see what he did. See, look at this dude. This dude is a beast for real. Now, you talk about somebody aggressive. McClendon Curtis, right guard. Just check him out. Look, ain't nothing happening, bruh. Ain't nothing happening at a standstill. Ain't nothing happening. Again, get your bitch ass out the way. Man, that's one thing about this dude is his strength and his aggressiveness. Look, switched off, bam, get your bitch ass out of here. Bruh, I'm liking the potential. You know what I mean? To secure the future of the O-line. Can you imagine? And we can figure out the left guard, you know what I mean, with a couple of rookies we had last year. You know what I mean? Colton Miller and Wagner as your bookends. Both of them two dudes is monstrous. You feel me? They both monstrous. Man, I can just... There's a lot of good bright, you know what I mean? As far as like, look at our future. You know what I mean? As far as those two linemen we just went over, right? Wagner and Curtis. Then you look at Aiden O'Connell, potential future starting quarterback. He's set. Then you got Michael Mayer, our new. He might not start this year, but you know what his future has in store. You know what I mean? Look at the pieces we went out and drafted that's possibly and undrafted that can possibly be starters for us. Jacorin Bennett, you know, Chris Smith, Byron Young. You know what I mean? What I say? Severa, Bernie. That's why I said I'm very impressed with this draft class. Now I know it's only preseason, I know it's only practice, but the potential. That's the only thing you're drafting on anyway. A scout and a GM don't know for 100% certain that somebody's going to pan out. You don't know. But you're drafting on potential. Potential. What can they be potentially? All these dudes have potential to be building blocks for what we're trying to build. That means they're going to be here for some years. They're going to And it's not just that, but with each other. They're going to be able to develop a chemistry, especially defensive side of the ball. Since that's the side of the ball that a lot of these new additions were drafted and signed to. Once these guys become a unit, become one, like knowing each other, familiarity, and this is a key point that nobody said, but Josh McDaniels said this yesterday about going on the road, and because they was asking him, would you do do multiple joint practices with teams next year? He said it all depends. It depends on, who we're practicing. Does the facility that they work out at be able to house both teams like we can here in Vegas and in LA? You know what I mean? But the one key thing is, he said camaraderie, because all those teammates have to stay in the hotel together so they all develop a friendship, chemistry, and just, you know what I mean? A rapport with each other. That's going to be key to have a unit work as one. You got to have that bond. You got to have that bond. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a father and son camping trip. You get away from everything, get together, and y'all learn about each other. Y'all, you know what I mean? You do stuff together. You develop that bond as friends and brothers. And once you get that cohesiveness, now you got something. Now you got something. Because these guys are going to know each other's tendencies. They're going to know what their favorite ice cream is. Their favorite, you know what I mean? They're going to be like brothers. Like back when you were a kid, having your friends come stay the night, y'all playing video games. Y'all like the same shit. Or you learn to like the same shit. You're exposed to things you've never been exposed to. You know what I mean? Opens up your eyes. It's just that chemistry that you end up building outside of football is what you can carry back onto the field of football. It's something that, bruh, I'm telling you, this team, especially with young guys, you know what I mean? You come to a team, you're new. There's guys that's already been on the team before you got there, but you're coming in like the rookie class, when you had the rookie OTAs, and then when y'all had to take team pictures and photos, and you do everything as rookies. That young group, now they're not there alone. You know what I mean? That guy that got drafted in that same draft as you, hey, we share a dorm together. Oh, we both like anime. Oh, we like to bowl. We like Top Golf without the alcohol and speeding fast. We like, you know what I mean? You develop that friendship. So now when you're out there on the field, you're spending so much time together, it's like y'all can finish each other's sentences. It's just like best friends. Becoming best friends. The first time you met your best friend, y'all didn't know shit about each other until you start hanging out. Y'all started liking the same shit. You know what I mean? That's exactly what we're doing here. It's kind of like giving them a college. They're in the pros now, but now you got kind of the college atmosphere that you just came out of for the past 3-4 years. That's something you're familiar and you're used to. So now you're staying at hotels with players, teammates, but in the pro level, it kind of gives you that sense of college campus life. You know what I mean? That you been in, so you're familiar with it. You're relaxed. You're in a surrounding that you're used to, and that can go a long way. You're on a comfortable level. Shout out to James Furpo, man. Top of the morning to you. Yes, sir. Shout out to everybody out there, bruh. Hey, but a lot of this shit is working in our favor, bruh. Is working in our favor. And then the next guy I want to take a look at, like I was telling y'all about Severa. I like this dude too, bruh. I really like this kid right here. This is Severa that we drafted, I think, out the 7th round this past draft. Check this dude out, man. You talk about a beast with a motor. Look at him. He just threw that motherfucker down. So you figure Severa playing DT, you would kind of think now you have a potential, because I'm hearing good things about Byron Young as well. Byron Young is another beast, they said, with a motor that we drafted. You know what I mean? And you put, maybe that's your two future guys at DT in the middle. Like they're solidifying their future. We know once Chandler Jones is gone, you scoot Tyree Wilson in. Now your bookends on defense is Max Crosby and Tyree Wilson. What? possibly Severa and Byron Young as your that's a young defensive line that's going to be there for some years. You know what I mean? The only thing I think you need to start focusing on now, not too much. I like Diablo. I like Spillane. I like Bernie. Bernie is good in coverage. You know what I mean? Bernie is another one. He's a sleeper that a lot of people don't really, say much on because they really don't know too much about him. But when you watch his game film, hey, Bernie's a dude. He's a dog too. He's a dog for real. So it's like there's a lot of stuff that shows promise, potential. Like I said, that's the only thing you can draft on is potential. Just because they did good in college don't mean they're going to pan out in the pros, but you're banking on that they do, though. You know what I mean? That's what a draft is. That's why you get bust. And you get people that are diamonds in the rough that were drafted in the later rounds. Like, come on now. Aiden O'Connell looks better than a lot of these rookie quarterbacks that went in the first round. You know what I mean? But that's how life works, too. Things don't always seem what, don't seem what they seem to be. Some shit that you don't really have a good grade on. Like, some of your great, you got some quarterbacks that coming out of college, hey, that's that dude. But then you have ones that nobody gave a chance to, like, oh yeah, he'll probably be a career backup. Come on, we know what happened with quarterbacks like fucking Brady. Brady wasn't drafted. Brady was damn near didn't get drafted, if you ask me. Sometimes you get those kind of guys. Look at Max Crosby. You know what I mean? Now you're looking at Aiden O'Connell, 4th rounder. Like, God dang, it took 4 rounds for somebody to get him. But we always had eyes on him because I remember the story of Ziegler telling McDaniels, hey, go check out this dude out of Purdue. And they said this was back in November last year. The draft ain't till April. So since November, when they were still playing college football, he said, go look at this dude. You're going to be impressed. See, McDaniels knew nothing of dude. Ziegler found Aiden O'Connell. See, that's why we got a perfect... See, one thing that we lacked, I think, as an organization with previous regimes, at least for the most part, is that we were... Let me say, how can I say this? Our structure was out of whack. There should never be a structure of you having a GM and a head coach, but the head coach has the say over the GM. That should never happen. Never happen. That's like you working at a job and the boss is outdone by the supervisor. Like the main boss. You know what I mean? Like the supervisor got the last say over his boss. How does that? No. You messing up the pecking order. You got to have structure. Everything has to fall in line in a system. Any kind of system has a pecking order. And ours was out of whack. Ain't no way in the world Gruden should have had the last say over Mayock. But then again, you went out and got Mayock, who was green as a GM. Straight out the TV booth and into as a GM. Bruh. But now you got a guy that, like Ziegler's being groomed. And what is Ziegler doing in return? Now, Champ Kelly is being groomed by Ziegler. Because Champ Kelly comes over from the Bears. And now he's under Ziegler now because Ziegler can help groom him to be the next GM. See, the Raiders are playing chess. Because you know when a minority candidate for a head coach or GM job gets hired on from our team, say for instance, let's look at it. If Champ Kelly gets hired as a GM at another team, we get draft picks. If Patrick Graham's become a head coach at another team, we get draft picks. Beautiful way of setting that up, bruh. If this team becomes successful, then the value on Champ Kelly and Patrick Graham becomes, it rises to a part of them being candidates of becoming their own head coach and GM at another job, and we get draft picks from that. We get draft picks from that. And I think GM gives you like 2 third-round picks. Like, you can't get them all at one time, but you'll get a third-round pick one year, a third-round pick the next. Let me see how this shit works. Let me make sure I get y'all the right information. Let me see. How does the... Oh, what was it? Hold on. How does the minority hiring draft pick in the NFL work? Okay. I want to make sure I get this information out. But let me show you how these guys have been playing this game. So you don't just go get any minority candidate to come work for you. You get guys that are talented enough and smart enough to be able to become that. But at the same time, it's win-win. Those 2 guys gets promoted and gets their job as GM or coach. And we get draft picks to compensate for that. You know what I mean? So, the way this thing goes... Man, move out the way, bitch. All right. Give me the mic. Give me the mic one time so I can break this down to y'all real quick. All right. So they're saying the news is okay. The minority of the Rams will receive third-round compensatory pick in both the 2021 NFL draft and 2020 season for losing home. Those third-round picks will come after the compensatory picks. So after the compensatory picks in the draft, the picks that you get for the head coach or a coordinator moving on to become a head coach, the picks come after those compensatory picks in the third round of the draft. That are awarded to teams for losing free agent players. We don't yet know how many third-round compensatory picks will be awarded for losing free agents, but okay. If multiple teams lose minority coaches or executives, multiple third-round compensatory picks will be awarded. They will be awarded in the same order that teams choose in the draft. So they will be in the same order as teams that choose in the draft if you got more than one team that gets picks for losing minorities in the same year. These compensatory picks are a addition to the 32 compensatory picks that are regularly awarded. So while let me see exactly. All right, 2020 resolution. Whereas the member club has adopted policies extending over several decades in fulfillment of these goals, including. Oh, they got the whole thing in here. So yeah, they're setting themselves up to get extra picks for the future, bro. Like I said, the way this draft class look, there should not be no teams interested. I know that's a double negative. There shouldn't be a team that does not even want to look into Champ Kelly. You know what I mean? If this draft class pans out to be one of the best, and right now the potential on there is high. There's really nobody that's been going through camp that we look at and be like, he's a bust. No, by far, hell no. You know what I mean? So right now everything is on the up and up, but it's still early. We can't, we don't know yet. Not until we get through preseason, see who actually makes the roster, and then when we hit week 1 versus the Donkeys, then we get to start grading these guys. Start grading them on their production. But right now, the future is, the sky's the limit right now, y'all. Hey, salute to the nation, bruh. I think we got our structure in place. We have the right people in place, the right systems in place, with the right players. And it was a big puzzle, but we got the right pieces to fit in the right slots. And right now it looks good. It seems like it's on the right direction, but we'll see. You know what I mean? You can have a good first year and then have a sophomore slump. You know, a lot of times that happens. But then again, if your progression and your trajectory is upward, then I expect every year to get better and get better and get better. But I just I can't wait to see just that whole young unit playing with each other. Like they, you know what I mean? Like I said, man, it's like being friends and you meet these guys at a new school you go to and they coming to stay over, you know, and they come fuck with you in the summertime. Y'all all go ride your bikes and play Mortal Kombat and, you know what I mean, Street Fighter and Killer Instinct. Like I'm bringing back old fighting games on your ass. Playing Madden and shit. You know what I mean? Your mom's making you and your friends Hot Pockets and shit. That one little nasty kid keep saying your mom is a MILF. You know what I mean? Be like, man. Or you got a sister and one of the other friends got a crush on your sister, but your sister like 5 years older. I know I had a couple of them, boy. I had some friends, they had older sisters, boy. I was like, oh, girl, you lucky I'm squirting dog water. Joel E., you lucky I'm squirting dog water, because I tell you what. Little nasty ass lunatic. I got stories, bruh. I got stories. I'm talking about, man, I was nasty for a long time. He telling on himself. Oh my God. But yeah, man, the sky's the limit. All right. So yeah, that was homeboy right there, Severa. Okay, last but not least, I'm gonna take a good look at Mr. Tyree Wilson with his return back. You know what I mean? People were spreading rumors that during the game while he was on the sideline during the Niner game that he was limping, and Hondo said he wasn't limping. I was there. You know what I mean? He looked all right to me. And lo and behold, who do they bring off the PUP list? Mr. Tyree Wilson. Let's look what this guy looked like yesterday. That's all, you man. Now you just work him back into the groove of things. Get him to the point of having to where he gets to wear his pads and helmets and so forth, and getting back into the groove, and then mix him in with the rest of his teammates and get him back out there. Now, when will he be back? You got a possibility. I wouldn't be surprised if they let him get some run out there against Dallas. Not this game. Definitely not this game. But Dallas next Saturday, I can see that. I can see that. At least let him get in there on a few snaps. You know what I mean? Just to get into the groove. You know what I mean? But I can see that happening. Now, let's talk about Josh Jacobs. I was sitting back. I was sitting in my log cabin in the woods. You know what I mean? Making some s'mores. Drinking hot chocolate. And I was thinking to myself, the Josh Jacobs situation. So I'm thinking, and it's a topic, this is an angle that nobody really addressed that could be what's going on. Now, let me break it down to the very last compound. See how it sounds? A little unrational. A lot of MCs like to use the word dramatical. Shout out to KRS-One. But yeah, I was looking at it like this. I don't think Josh Jacob lied. I don't think there's really. Here's what I think the standoff lies at. Okay, we know they offered Josh Jacobs. From what they say, the leakage, if there is one, $12 million per. Don't know how many years that is. Now the tug of war is, we think that maybe it's not the amount of dollars that Josh Jacobs is concerned with. Maybe it's the years on the contract. And then people are saying that maybe it is the dollar amount that we're offering and not the years, and you know what I mean? And we go back to look when Josh Jacobs said if they get the right people on the team, he will sign the tender. And I don't think he's lying. I think that's still that's still a thing. This is my okay. I'm not saying this is what's happening. This is what I thought, and nobody was really talking about it. I believe Josh Jacobs when he says he will sign the franchise tag if you get the right people in line or the right people on the team signed or whatnot, right? I don't think he lied about that. I think that's what the case is right now. But you can't sign off on that just fresh after free agency or the draft. What you have to do is sit back. You know you got till week 1. Well, you got later, 10th or the 10th week. But I think he will be back, and I'm going to tell you when I'm expecting him back. And I'm going to tell you how he will come back before week 1. The thing is, since he said he would play if you get the right pieces, you can't just assume they have the right pieces without seeing it for yourself. So I'm thinking he's just waiting and watching these games, watching these preseason games, seeing the production to let him know, did they get the right pieces on the team for him to want to sign the franchise tag. So week 1 is done. Oh, he's seen that week 1. Oh, he's seen what we did to the Niners. He see that shit, right? But you can't be sold on 1 week. What if week 1 was a fluke? What if we come out this Saturday and we get beat 34-7? You know what I mean? But this is how I see this playing out. This is just an assumption. This is just where I'm trying to take a different angle. So Josh Jacobs is sitting at his house this Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific. The Raiders take on the Rams in L.A. on the road. And the Raiders get out there and they beat the dog shit out the Rams like handedly. You thought 34-7 was bad. Because I remember looking at that Niner game, there was a whole lot more interceptions that we had in our hands that we did not pull in. Shelley dropped that one in the end zone. I seen Bernie drop one. And I seen Chris Smith drop one, safety, rookie. All of them had the ball in their hand and had it. It would have been picked off. There were 3 more interceptions out there on that field we should have had. Now, practice yesterday against the Rams, there was only 1 interception. But I heard there was about 3 fumbles. More turnovers. See, it's not just interceptions you can get the ball back on. So, I think they go out there. If they go out there Saturday and the Rams get the shit beat out of them and Josh Jacobs is watching this, here's my assumption. Josh Jacobs signs the tender by the Dallas Cowboy game. Dallas Cowboy. Because that would give him exactly 2 weeks before the regular season starts. So I think that Cowboys game, he can jump in and get a couple. Because they don't forget, they made him get in preseason last year. He can, if he wants to, he can get in there probably to let him run that Cowboy game because Cowboys ain't going to have a lot of shit out there. You just want to have him get out there and get back acclimated to playing football, carrying the ball, hitting holes, going through the playbook. You could be out there with Aiden O'Connell or you can be out there with Chase Garbers. You know what I mean? Just to get a little run. But I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just taking a different angle. So if the Raiders beat the shit out of the Rams and prove to Josh Jacobs that the additions that they did add did make this team better and he does see potential, I see him signing that franchise tag and coming back for the Dallas game in Dallas, and he might play a series or 2. Depends. Just get a couple of runs out there because you know they're going to establish the run so they can run them early and boom, pull them up out of there. Then let Zamir and whoever else, Sincere and all them, take their, get their snaps. Hopefully Britton Brown is back by then and he can get out there and get some burn too. But that's my prediction. Josh Jacobs will be back before week 1. Depending. If they can set him at ease and make him believe this team is in fact better with the new additions, he will sign that franchise tag and be back for the Dallas game. I'm calling it. Hey, hold it to me. I'm like I said, I'm approaching it at a different angle because we're so worried about, is it the dollar amount? Is it the years? You know what I mean? What if it's not neither one of those? Maybe it's Josh Jacobs wanting to see, okay, show me this team is better. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what he's doing. And that's why it was so easy for Ziegler to say, oh, we're going to get him back here. Maybe Ziegler said that because he's confident after what we did to the Niners that, yeah, we made the right decisions with the new additions on this team to make this team better. Josh will see this, and I'm talking about Ziegler, not McDaniels, but not Ziegler, but Josh Jacobs and not McDaniels, that he will see this and be like, give me the franchise tag, bruh. I'm not waiting to week 1. Hey, let me sign it now. Let me get a couple of runs in this Dallas game. You know what I mean? Let me get my burn. Let me get back into the football state of mind. And week 1, let's whoop these motherfuckers' ass. They're all gonna be on the same page. And Ziegler gonna be like, bruh, we gonna work out a contract after the season if you want to stay. He wants to stay, but I think he wants to be proven. And I would do the same thing. If I said I would sign the franchise tag, but prove to me, make the team. If you make the team better, I'll do it. But if you want me to be the hero, you got to pay me like the hero. Look how this team is built. Does this team look like it needs a hero? Exactly. You want Josh Jacobs there, but Josh Jacobs didn't play against the Niners. and what was the final score? I don't think we need a hero. We need a piece. And Josh Jacobs is a high quality type piece at running back. Facts. It makes the offense that much better. But it's not like the old saying go, one monkey don't stop the show. Hey, the circus goes on. You know what I mean? It would be nice to have you here and add you to that running back room, but it's not going to kill us. We still got a good defense flying around doing what they do, and they're just going to get better. The more they play with each other, the better they're going to get. It's not just, the buck does not stop with Josh Jacobs. Like I said, the machine as a whole is better than the sum of its parts. Doesn't matter who's on this team. Doesn't matter. Are they productive? Can they produce in the role that we need them to produce in and combine them with the other 10 guys on that side of the ball? Do they work together? That's how they're building this team. They're building a machine, bruh. That's all New England was. How many Super Bowls did New England win without having the same 53? Wide receivers changed, linemen changed, linebackers changed, safeties, running backs. You had the same quarterback, but quarterbacks and kickers are the only two positions that have a longevity type career if you're one of the greats to play into your 40s. You know what I mean? It's just there's not a lot of stress at those positions if they're protected. So it's like, bruh. Hey, salute to you, Raider Paul. Good to see you, my brother. Top of the morning. Like I said, I ain't got to work tonight or tomorrow. So I'm waiting. Matter of fact, what time is it? I took a power nap before I came on. It's 8:21. I'm going to jump off in a minute. But I'm going to start keeping my eyes open on Twitter with these with the practice today. And to be honest with you, this is my expectation. Especially with the leadership we have. That's why I'm not really concerned, because look at our leadership. Do you put it like this? Let me ask you guys this, and I want y'all to post this in the chat. How confident are you in the leaders on this team leading the team? Do you have any kind of like hesitance, like, oh, I really don't have too much faith in Max Crosby leading the defensive line. I don't have much confidence in Marcus Peters leading the secondary. I don't have as much confidence in Devontae Adams leading the wide receivers. Do y'all have any resolve against that? Are you hesitant, or do you believe that we have the right leaders that, hey, he's going to lead our team. Hey, he's going to lead us in the right direction. Because that's what a leader got to be. He's got to be the kind of leader that you're confident in that can lead you. Like, oh, we're in good hands. It's kind of like the same thing as I'm not worried about the quarterback. I'm not worried about the quarterback. Why, lunatic? Why you're not worried about the quarterback? Because look at the fucking weapons he has. I guarantee you there is no quarterback in this league that will look at the weapons on our offense and be like, I'm cool. He was a damn fool. If any quarterback in this league right now looks at our offense and be like, I'm cool. You'd be like, sign me the fuck up. Where do I sign? Hey, bro, give me Devontae Adams. Give me a Jacoby Myers, a Renfro, a Josh Jacobs, a Michael Mayer. Give me a Trey Tucker. You know what I mean? How can you not look at that all and give me that offensive line that was ranked 10th last year, and then you see the new guys in Wagner and Curtis that could potentially become starters to even make that line that much more punishing. Like, bruh, how can you be worried about all I gotta do is just get the ball to Devontae and let Devontae do the rest. All I gotta do is hand off the ball to Josh Jacobs, let my offensive line block for him and open the hole and watch Josh Jacobs go. All I got to do is watch Renfro break somebody's ankles and be wide open and get him the ball when he sits down in the pocket. All I got to do is once Michael Mayer comes off that chip block and then he flares out to the sideline and wide open for the first down, get him the ball. You don't have to throw 80 yards downfield. But I tell you what, if you don't have a safety back there to make sure Trey Tucker, because Trey Tucker, he's going to pass his ass up. Philip Dorsett ain't no slow joke either. You feel me? With all those weapons, are you concerned? You concerned with you worried about the quarterback? Why do you think Aiden looks so good? Even the second unit, bruh. Look at what the second offensive line did for Aiden O'Connell. How many times Aiden O'Connell got sacked? And here's another thing. With the weapons you got, you know we were 4 for 4 in the red zone. Last year, we wasn't 4 for 4. I think we were ranked 27th in the league in red zone efficiency. 27th. There's only 32 teams. Bruh. And I like the progression of Aiden O'Connell, but don't crown him. Let him develop. Why do we gotta rush him? You don't have to rush him. Like I said, this offense is so loaded with talent, bruh. Fuck that. We can get Jamarcus Russell out of retirement. And that motherfucker's gonna look like a superstar. Come on, who can stop Devontae Adams? Tell me this. Who's gonna stop Devontae? Nobody. Who can keep up with Renfro route running? Nobody. Who's faster than Trey Tucker? Nobody. Who's better than Michael Mayer as far as being a dual threat tight end that can block and be used in the offensive passing game? No. I mean, come on, bruh. I don't have no worries. I would have worries if we didn't have no weapons. If you know what I mean? What if your starters were, and look what Keelan Cole, I think the confidence of being in the system with a year under their belt gave them that confidence. So now all they got to do is just continue to get better. I think the hard part is learning this shit. You know what I mean? Once you learn it, then you know what to expect, and now it becomes muscle memory, bruh. I don't have no kind of, I'm not worried. Fuck it, let Devontae Adams play quarterback. You know what I mean? Put Chase Garbers out there. He's gonna be. They're all gonna be successful, bro. And they're not even playing with those weapons that I just mentioned. Ain't O'Connell ain't even have Adams and Renfro and Mayer and Josh Jacobs and Jacoby Myers. He didn't even have them. But look how he looked. I'm telling you, bruh. I don't have no worries. The only worries that you should have is just the health. And to be honest with you, I'm not really worried about the health of the quarterback. I'm worried about the health of the offensive line because we just lost one. Not a starter, but we lost one. So now we got to replace him. Who else goes down? You know what I mean? God forbid. If Colton Miller goes down. If Andre James goes down. You see what I mean? That's more threatening to me than the quarterback. Long as the quarterback got the offensive line to keep them upright, what worries? Hand it to Josh Jacobs and throw it to Devontae Adams or Renfro wide open after you break a couple of ankles. That's the white Allen Iverson, bruh. Renfro's the white Allen Iverson for real. Hey, this hat, bruh, they don't have any more of this one. And the other, the gray one with the silver metal shield, there's only one size, but I seen like 8 and a quarter on one and 8 3/8 on the other. Is the only size they had. I don't know what size hat you wear because they're fitted. They're not snapback. But look, you can check it out. Matter of fact, I put in the chat the link. Check it out. Go to hatland.com. Check them out. They got some good shit too. Told y'all be knowing all these hat brothers. I got like 1 million hats. Shout out to, hey, happy birthday, Dirty. Happy 58th birthday. Oh, I forgot about fathering Ham. See, that's another weapon, bruh. I'm telling you, I'm not worried, bruh. I'm not worried. Hey, let Garoppolo sit there and only throw 5-yard passes. And then watch after 5 yards, the receiver takes it another 20. You know what I mean? It's that kind of offense, bro. You'll take your shots, but this offense is just work. It's about wearing the defense down, controlling the clock, and scoring touchdowns in the red zone. Because that's exactly what this team did last Sunday against the Niners. Time of possession. They came out the gate with only 2 passes and they ran the ball like a Mickey Ficky, and Josh Jacobs wasn't even back there to run it. Now, it wasn't the greatest, that's a hell of a performance by the running backs. No, but it was enough that they needed to make this offense go the way they wanted to go. Look at the shots. Look at, like you said, Fotheringham. You know what I mean? Keelan Cole was come on, bruh. We was talking bad about this dude last year because of his drops and his lack of hands. And then like Trey Tucker, yeah, he missed that catch on the sideline. He had it though, but it's just one of them things. You tell me how you keep a ball and you running 100 miles an hour. Because he passed that defender up like that. Man, fuck that defender. That's the way he ran past him. He ran past that defender like, fuck that defender. Like, nigga, you can't fuck with me. And man, go watch that shit. Trey Tucker passed that motherfucker like it wasn't shit. I mean, just zoom. Like those old James Jett days. Like, people don't remember James Jett. Boy, I tell you, them old James Jett days, bruh. And it was smooth the way he passed them up. Bruh, I know this team right now, the way they're talking, they're not really saying it, but there's a little thing, they let shit slip. Oh, they're trying to get to the Super Bowl this year. Facts. They are trying, bruh, the Super Bowl is here in Vegas, and I heard them slip out and say that shit, but in only so many words. That is what they're shooting for. But first things first. They got to develop the chemistry, and they got to get on point with the intensity that they play with. Listen to Max Crosby. Because they asked him those questions. With the Super Bowl being in your backyard, how good would it be to play in the Super Bowl in Las Vegas? We know what it. Come on, bruh. And they try to bite their tongue and not really feed into it. But you can look like, yeah, these motherfuckers is on a mission. They're going to try their damnness to get to the Super Bowl. Are they going to get there? I don't know. Can they get there? Shit, 32 teams got an opportunity. All of them got the same opportunity. Do you have the right personnel and the right players to get you there. That's why you play the season to see if you can. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of football. It ain't no best of 7 or best of 5 in the playoffs. It's one and done. That's what makes winning a Super Bowl so hard. One bad game in the playoffs, and that's it. One bad game in the NBA Finals, shit, it's the best of 7. I only got to win 4. You know what I mean? NFL, nope. Bro, you don't get no second chance. You got to do it all over again next year. But I know that's what they're gearing for, man. I know that's their focus. I wish them luck with it. I'm going to rock with them behind. You know, man, hey, if y'all get everything together and get on the right page and have that focus with all your weapons, you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity. All you got to do is get into the playoffs and then let nature take its course. That's it. But I'm optimistic because we're watching this team mature and progress. And hopefully they continue to progress in the right direction. That's all we ask for. We don't need regression. We need progression. You feel me? Progress. Thomas Hernandez, what's the deal, man? Top of the morning, Raider Nation for life. What it do? For real. That's Dirty's new saying, y'all. Raider Nation for life. What it do? And you know what mine is? You got $1 for a 40? How much you got on my 40? What you got on my 40, Craig? I'm gonna start drinking Old English again. Fuck no. Hell no. I'll never drink that shit again. He said, hey, James Furple, hey, 825, he said, is a huge, hey, that's a big Mongolian forehead, bruh. That's that Cambodian skim milk. And see, look, I only wear a 7 1/4. 7 1/4 is what I wear. But you got motherfuckers, hey, you remember the fat heads that go on your wall? You really got motherfuckers that got fat heads for real. And I ain't talking, and pause, I ain't talking about the little baby head, little baby dickhead fingers. Oh, you a size 8, pause? 8 centimeters? He said 8 centimeters. Hey, bruh, all you gotta do is rub some some bladder root. Hey, get you some bladder root, black charcoal, and some super glue. Mix that shit, and you wipe it on your balls, and it'll make your thing grow another 2 inches. He be like, don't do it. He said, put glue in that motherfucker. That shit ain't you gonna snatch. You gonna give yourself a Brazilian ball wax. You about to snatch all the wrinkles out your scrotum. He gonna get a Brazilian ball wax. Hell no. Hey, I'm good, bruh. Not the Brazilian ball wax. He said he gonna snatch all the wrinkles out your scrotum. Oh my God, man. Hey, this shit been fun, bruh. Get these next 3 days off. Can't wait till Saturday. We got UFC Saturday night. We got the Raiders Saturday night. I asked my son, I said, hey, you want to do a crab boil on Saturday? He's like, yeah, I'm with it. So I'm getting some crab, some potatoes, some corn, some sausage, some shrimp. I'm doing a crab boil. Me and my boy gonna post up and watch the Raiders do their thing. Take some notes. Do the Dirty Lunatic show Saturday night. Saturday morning, you guys, I'm doing Game Day Morning with the Nation on at 8 o'clock. Saturday morning, we just gonna talk about what we, gonna look forward to. And tomorrow is Friday, so tomorrow is F Your Team Friday. Friday night is the Dirty Lunatic show, 11 p.m. Pacific, 2 a.m. Eastern, on both Life of the Nation and Raiders Allegiance. Raiders infused comedy, how we get down with the get down, man. Hey, I ain't going nowhere this weekend, bro. It's all Raiders. You feel me? It's all Raiders. For real. So with that being said, man, you guys go ahead and enjoy your day. To everybody that's here for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up, hit that like, you know what I mean? Do that for your boy one time. It don't take that much. Leave a comment if you would. Let's get this algorithm going to go ahead and recommend videos such as these for people looking for Raider content. Hey, there's one nation, the Raider Nation. Without you, there's no me. And without us, there's no nation. Because there's only one nation, and that's the Mickey Ficky Raider Nation, man. Hey, salute to y'all. Enjoy your Thursday. Be safe. I'll see whoever's doing a live today. I've been having people ask me why I don't do their live. Because I work. You know what I mean? And I've been putting in overtime to be able to afford to do a crab boil. You know what I mean? When you're getting king crab, snow crab, some andouille sausage, the corn and the potatoes, get the onions and the motherfucking garlic and the lemons. You know what I mean? And the crab boil itself. I'm gonna try the slap your mama crab boil. I want to see if that I use their seasoning, but I want to try the crab boil. But yes, I celebrate Raiders. Fucking Raiders. Matter of fact, let's get this shit cracking, dog. You know what it is. Yeah. Y'all hear that shit? Man, I love this shit. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Where the game's showing? Shit. It should be on Oh, let me see exactly. Yeah, let me, I'll find it since I'm still on right now. Let me see. Let's go to, I got to go to the sports app, ESPN. Fuck the Chiefs, fuck the Donkeys, and fuck the Dischargers. And fuck the 69ers, old whining ass bitches. Man, I post some shit on TikTok. These motherfuckers be like, you know what? I think these motherfuckers are mixed with Niner fan and hoe. These motherfuckers be crying like bitches. The fuck? I don't never go onto none of their pages and make no comment. I don't care what they say about us. Give a fuck. These motherfuckers, I'm like, bruh, you know you on a Raider page, right? Get your soft ass up out of here, man. Up there whining. It's only the preseason. Yeah, unless y'all would have won. Then it would have, you know what I mean? Hey, shout out to MC Raider. He got a funny ass skit. Not skit, but thing on TikTok, bruh. Hey, he said, so the Niners, they spent all that money to catch a flight, get a hotel, eat food, to come to a game, to be quiet, and root for a team that they know is only playing in a preseason game. Exactly. Get your bitch ass up out of here. All right, hold on real quick. Soft as shit. Now, all Niner fans ain't soft as shit. I got partners and homegirls that's Niner fans. They ride this shit like I'm like, man, too bad you ain't a Raider fan. You know what I mean? They ride that shit. They don't get, man, what you saying on it? Shut your fucking ass up. All right. So let's see. Week 2, we got the late game. With the motherfucker, I don't know what I'm about to tell y'all real quick. Nigga, what fucking... It's not even telling me what, Is it gonna be on NFL Network, maybe? Hey, get you Cody, get you a good build, and watch that shit, bruh. Hey, or better yet, tune in to Raider Ben. Ben does the dopest ass live live play-by-play show. Bruh, the shit be so funny, but he gives it to you. He gives it to you in real time with that shit what's going down, but his reactions, dude, is epic. For real. Epic as a motherfucker, man. So y'all tune in to him. If you're not around the TV, go to Raider Ben's channel, and he's doing live play-by-play. So with that being said, man, let me gut my ass up off here, cause I'm about to go do some studying on some Raider shit. because we got the Rams, so I'm gonna go do some little studying on their new assets. ASS, capital ASS, ets. You know what I mean? Like assets. Some motherfuckers are asses. Some motherfuckers are assets, like women. The women version, straight assets. So with that being said, y'all enjoy y'all Thursday, man. I'm Lunatic Raider. This is Raiders Allegiance, man. Y'all been watching the Dirty Lunatic Show. And they be like, no, it ain't. Oh, my bad. Happy birthday once again, Dirty, man. Enjoy your day, bruh. Hey, I'm Lunatic Raider. This is Raiders Allegiance. I'll be back tomorrow morning with Fuck Your Team Friday. 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here. Same Raider time, same Raider channel. We get down with the get down. With that said, man, y'all enjoy your day. I'm out of this. B-I-H.